Pay now or pay later, but we will pay. Pay we will. Ever notice how governments love to pretend a crisis is complicated right up until the bill lands in the taxpayer's doorstep? Because that's exactly what's happening with the whole empty condo situation in Canada, especially in the places like Metro Vancouver, where we're being told this is the market issue, a developer issue, a timing issue. No, it's a public cost issue. And the longer we pretend otherwise, the bigger the bill will get. Pay now or pay later, but pay we will. The core problem: developers built thousands of units during the boom. Interest rates shot up, buyers vanished, and now whole towers sit empty like vertical ghost towns. And here's the part nobody wants to say out loud: developers can't carry those mortgages forever. They can't sit on empty inventory for years. They can't pay interest on unsold units indefinitely. So, what happens when they can't? The same thing that always happens in Canada: taxpayers become the backstop. The affordable housing spin. The federal government and the provincial government are floating the idea: let's buy the unsold condos and turn them into affordable housing units. Sounds noble, sounds compassionate, sounds like action. But look closer. It's not a housing plan. It's a developer's bailout dressed up as social policy. Because if these units sit empty long enough, the banks take the hit, the developers take the hit, and the lenders take the hit. But guess who steps in to stabilize the market? You already know. Why this action could help if done right. Here's the twist: buying these units could actually ease the housing crisis faster than building new stock. Think about it. The buildings already exist. The units are already finished. People could move in tomorrow. Long-time renters finally get a short shot at stability and freeing up rental units to help the whole market breathe. Yes, will help the whole market breathe. This is the fastest path to relief we've had in years, but only if it's done for the people, not for the developers. The real cost of doing nothing. Let's say the governments do nothing. Let's say they let the market correct itself. Here's what actually happens: developers default, banks seize properties, towers sit empty for years, vandals move in, maintenance collapses, buildings rot, and eventually the government buys them anyway. But now the full taxpayer cost is the repair of the damage. So we either pay now or we pay later, plus interest. There's no vision where the taxpayer doesn't pay. This is what happens when countries treat housing like a speculative asset instead of a human necessity. We've built the system where developers chase profit, governments chase optics, and banks chase yields. And citizens chase a home they can't actually afford. Everyone playing a different game, but the taxpayer is always the one footing the bill. This isn't a housing crisis, it's a sovereignty crisis, because when citizens can't afford to live in their own cities, they lose control over their own lives. So here's the truth nobody wants to say: we're paying either way. The only question is whether we pay to fix the problem or we pay to clean up the wreckage. Pay now or pay later, but pay we will. And if we're going to pay, then the benefit better go to the people who've been locked out of the housing market for decades, not to the ones who created the mess in the first place. That's my ramble. Like, follow, and subscribe for more. We'll see you again.